have a dream, you have to go to grab it and never let it go. A very good morning to one and all. I'm Geetu, and we have my friend Vishnu with us today. We welcome all of you into this beautiful day. Welcome a batch of new faces into the department.
FISAT Business School, established and managed by Federal Bank Officers Association Educational Society, aims to be a center of excellence in management education that will transform young talents into competent, confident, socially committed, and highly resourceful managers with global vision capable of facing any challenge. FISAT has always taken thoughtful measures to create a college environment that is both safe and student-centered. And that commitment is still in place during this pandemic time. We are as excited as you are to do this inaugural session virtually.
Seeing you all gathered here today makes me think about butterflies. Butterflies, as you know, go through different stages in their life. Likewise, you have also gone through different stages in your life. So, first of all, I congratulate each and every one of you for successfully clearing the previous stage.
We are very happy to see the presence of all the parents here today. Thank you for devoting your time and showing your support. We also thank you for choosing FISAT Business School. Welcome to the family.
There is nothing like starting a day with the blessings of the Almighty. So, before we advance any further into the day, I invite Pooja for invoking the blessings of the God Almighty.
നന്മരൂപിയായ ദൈവമേ നിനക്കു വന്ദനം നന്മരൂപിയായ ദൈവമേ നിനക്കു വന്ദനം നിന്മനോജ്ഞരൂപമെന്റെ മുന്നിലെന്നു കാണണം നിന്മനോജ്ഞരൂപമെന്റെ മുന്നിലെന്നു കാണണം നന്മരൂപിയായ ദൈവമേ നിനക്കു വന്ദനം ബുദ്ധിയും വിശുദ്ധിയും സ്വഭാവശുദ്ധിയും ബുദ്ധിയും വിശുദ്ധിയും സ്വഭാവശുദ്ധിയും മഹാഭക്തിയും വിവേകവും തരേണമേ ദയാനിതേ മഹാഭക്തിയും വിവേകവും തരേണമേ ദയാനിതേ നന്മരൂപിയായ ദൈവമേ നിനക്കു വന്ദനം നന്മരൂപിയായ ദൈവമേ നിനക്കു വന്ദനം.
Here at FISAT Business School, we not only value the academics, but also our creative tendencies and cultivate it into something great which stays with you for the lifetime. It brings a wide-ranging expansion in students' capability and disposition, thereby increasing their chances of sustaining in the ever-fierce global world.
None is more privileged today to extend a warm welcome to the gathering than Dr. A.J. Joshua, Professor and Head of the Department. He has always inspired and supported us and has never failed to guide us in the right direction. I would like to request Joshua Sir to formally welcome the Batch 2020.
Honorable Chairman, Anitha P., the distinguished Chief Guest, Ms. Surya Ram Kumar from Microsoft, respected Principal Dr. George Isaac, Vice Principal Dr. Sheila, Dean Academics and Administration Dr. Sunny Kuriakos, esteemed colleagues, dear students, and their parents. First and foremost, I would like to welcome our Honorable Chairman of FISAT Governing Council, Ms. Anitha P., and who is the guiding light and force of our institute. She has graciously agreed to preside over this function. She has always provided unstinted guidance and support to FISAT Business School. I would like to give A warm welcome to Ms. Surya Ram Kumar, Business Group Head, Middle East and South Africa, Modern Work and Security, Microsoft. She has been generous enough to spare some time from her hectic work schedule to be with us to inaugurate this function. Madam, your very presence as amongst us is highly inspiring to all of us, especially the aspiring MBA students, as you epitomizes highly successful and the ideal corporate executive. So that makes you an ideal role model for them to emulate. Dr. George Isaac, Principal FISAT, is the prime mover of all the activities of the college. As far as FISAT Business School is concerned, he is a wise mentor, guide, and supporter of all its activities. We are heartily welcoming you to this august gathering. We welcome Dr. C. Sheila, Vice Principal and Director Academics, FISAT, who has always encouraged us in all our activities, given the right guidance during the time of need. A hearty welcome to Dr. Sunny Kuriakos, Dean Academics and Administration, who has been a source of inspiration and who has led from the forefront all the accreditation and quality initiatives of our college and our department. I respectfully welcome all the esteemed parents of the students. I congratulate them for having chosen our institute, and I give my full assurance that your wards will be getting quality management education, which focuses on excellence. Finally, I, with extreme delight, welcome the MBA aspirants who have, with great expectations, joined FISAT Business School. We at, I assure you that we at FISAT Business School are committed to providing you the very best in management education, and we assure you your expectation will be fulfilled to the fullest extent. Thank you very much. And once again, I welcome all of you to this august gathering. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. We feel really privileged to have your supervision and backing with us at all times possible. Without you, all this would not have been possible. Ms. Anita P., Chairman of FISAT, is a person of distinct vision and a fountainhead of illuminating ideas and a of knowledge, experience, and inspiration to all of us. Her experiences and credentials are just tremendous. And today, it is my privilege to invite you, ma'am, for delivering the presidential address. Ma'am, please.
Thank you. Dear chief guest of today's program, Ms. Surya Ram Kumar from Microsoft, our FISAT principal, Dr. George Isaac, Dean, Dr. Sunny Kuriakos, Vice Principal, Dr. C. Sheila, MBA, in charge of MBA department, Dr. Joshua, other faculty members, students, the new aspirants of MBA, and parents. Normally, our induction program is like a celebration. Every year, this is a day when the entire team rejuvenates themselves and join the college and enter their new premises with full aspiration of getting converted into professional managers. But in this COVID pandemic situation, we have to restrict ourselves to the social distancing norms, and we are now going through a very different type of online meetings and programs, leveraging the technological advancements and trying to make these type of online programs also socially interactive. So under the present COVID situation, especially with the spreading becoming very rapid in India, a very alarming situation that is happening in the country, we have to cope up with this type of lifestyle in the coming maybe few more months or more. So under this situation, I am happy to attend the program. But as you all know, we are not able to meet the people personally, and maybe at some point of time we can interact more on a live platform. As you are joining our prestigious institution FISAT, I extend a warm welcome to all the students to take the privilege of enjoying your postgraduate life in this campus. We have a wide, extensive campus. Maybe at some point of time, we may be able to use the real facilities. And you are all coming from different scopes, different patterns of graduation, and it will be a forum where all these all your qualities will be just sharpened. That is what I think the scope of our curriculum or scope of our program will be, to sharpen your edges and to make you more suitable for accepting the tasks that is ahead of you in career or in your future life. So we can develop, we are hopeful of developing all of you into better suitable persons to take up challenging tasks as managers, as professionals in the various fields of finance or human resources or marketing or such fields, and also to graduate you from the levels that you have acquired to a level where you can also come into the industry or be self motivated entrepreneurs. So these are the different aspects that maybe you may be benefited out of our program. So, and you will definitely have a close interaction with your colleagues, where you can learn from each other. So that is the general advantages of the postgraduate programs. And also, I would also like to tell you that this is a college where this is an institution which is run by a trade union, a Federal Bank Officers Association, where we give more value to the value-based systems than to financial aspects alone. So it's not just the pecuniary aspects that is important. More than that, the value that you acquire in your life, that will be much more important. As you all know, there is a lot of discussions that is happening in the international community, where the focus is now on what you acquire to yourself in content, and what you can contribute to the humankind. That is more important than maybe the monetary benefits that you are able to acquire through the programs that you take up in your future life. So same concept is being followed by us also. we give more thrust to the values that you can acquire over the period when you spend your time in this campus. So maybe for a few more months we will have to use these online platforms, and at FISAT we have adopted the WebEx platform so that we get a better interactive atmosphere, as well as we are very keen on improving the facilities on the online front. That is the new challenges that we are having now. So that also is taken care of from our side. So I extend a very warm welcome to all the students who is joining today, and also I wish you all a very good time, an enjoyable time, as well as a time where you transform yourself into suitable citizens who can contribute to the society at large. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. That was indeed motivating and extremely informative. We are so honored and privileged to have you amongst us. Our special guest for the day is someone who is indeed special, who accepted our invitation happily despite her busy schedule. We are extremely thrilled to have with us Ms. Surya Ram Kumar, Head of Modern Workplace Business Group at Microsoft. She has got end-to-end responsibilities across sales, marketing, and operations. She is the head of Microsoft Consulting Support and Advisory Service businesses in Netherlands. We are also happy to share with you today that Ms. Surya was the first rank holder in the Kerala State SSLC examination with record marks of 98.2%. She bagged SIA Junior College Scholarship and followed her passion for numbers of an engineering degree at Nanyang Technological University and then to a master's in computer science from the National University of Singapore. She has the first ever female partner at McKinsey elected in the oil and gas practice for Europe, Middle East and Africa region. She has also national badminton champion and won several medals for Kerala during her school days. She was captain of varsity badminton team in Singapore. She has authored a bestseller book, Silence Eloquence, Everything's in Between, which is a collective of reflective essays. We could not have a better person than you, ma'am, to inspire the young business minds. Ma'am, we invite you to render the inaugural address.
Thank you for that very kind introduction. Professor Joshua, Ms. Anita, Dr. George Isaac, and other faculty members and dignitaries, parents, and most importantly, students, good morning. It is my pleasure and honor to be invited to the inauguration of the 2020 MBA batch at this prestigious organization. When Ms. Danya Alex invited me to this event, I was thrilled for many reasons. First and foremost, because our world is going through a tremendous change. We are experiencing what most of us have never experienced in our lifetime. A confluence of unexpected events that have impacted our health, that have impacted our economy, our ways of working and learning, and the very fabric of our society. And it affects not one country, but practically every single region in the world. Our organizations, whether they are government bodies or private companies, now more than ever need strong leadership. We need curious, courageous, caring leaders. MBA is a time for you to prepare, to learn from your teachers and from your peers, and to get yourself ready, not just to survive in the world, but to lead the world that you will enter into. It is a great honor, therefore, to address you at this critical juncture in your lives. I'm also very happy because the invite came from Ms. Danya. When I look back into my childhood, she's not only one of my very dear friends, but also someone who I share one of my earliest leadership experiences with. In our 10th standard in Sacred Heart School in Thrissur, Danya was the school leader and I was the chairperson. And that was one of my first introductions to responsibility and leadership, a period of learning and memory that has helped me in my life and career afterwards. So thank you for inviting me and giving me this wonderful opportunity to talk to you today. I thought hard and deep about what I would say to you today. I asked myself what I wish I had known when I was at the stage of my life as you are in now. What is it that I have learned in the 20 years that have passed since when I started my master's? If I could time travel to 20 years ago, what would I tell my 20-year-old self? And I decided that I would want to tell her 4 words. 4 words that I want her to remember and understand and take with her every single day. In this wonderful day, when we are gathered here to celebrate the start of one of the most important phases of your life, the beginning of a journey towards professional success, those are the same 4 words that I want to share with you. Those 4 words are courage, curiosity, care, and creativity. So that is what I will share with you today, what these words mean to me, why I think they are the most important aspects that will determine how your future life would turn out to be, and why the world needs you, our future leaders, to understand and internalize these 4 words. Let's start with curiosity. The secret to being a happy adult is to not forget to be a child. And with that, I mean, don't forget to ask, what is that? Why is it that way? And most importantly, always ask, what if? I work in the technology sector. This is a sector where things change ever so constantly. The work that I do on a daily basis and what I learned in computer science in university are so vastly different that I could not possibly rely on what I learned then to help me to be successful. But what I do appreciate out of that period and what has helped me through the years is the ability to stay curious, which translates into an ability and eagerness to learn. Very simply, ask yourself, when you are confronted with something new, how do you react? Do you go towards it or do you run away from it? Are you attracted towards zones of your comfort or zones of your discomfort? When I was 15, I had just finished my SSLC. I had started my pre-degree at St. Mary's College in Thrissur. And in 2 years, I probably would have appeared for an entrance exam, and either on merit or a sports quota or a combination of the two, I probably would have gotten into a professional college. The path was reasonably clear, and it was a well-trodden, well-worn path walked by many others before me. And then all of a sudden, unexpectedly, I got a scholarship to study in Singapore. I was 15, and the thought of going far away, alone, to a country that I knew no one else in, I won't lie to you, that was scary. But it also made me very curious. I asked myself, what if? What would life be if I took up this opportunity? Who would I become if I took this unexpected turn? And then when I left Singapore a few years after my graduation, it was again a sense of curiosity that drove me to explore the world. By now, I have lived in 9 different countries and worked and traveled to many, many more. And each time when I visit a new place or see something new or meet a new person, I experience this feeling of wanting to know more about them. And I'll tell you why curiosity is so important. It is incredibly liberating. The opposite of a curious person is a person who knows everything. And you would think that that is what you want to aspire to be, a learned, wise person. By all means, learn and be wise. But if you think that you will ever get to a point where you can even know a fraction of all that is to be known, you're kidding yourself. And it is overwhelming to even try and do so. When you let yourself be curious, you free yourself to experience the world without the pressure to control it or to know it all, but to approach this with an open embrace and let it come to you. In my job, as you know from the introduction, I lead Microsoft's largest business group in Middle East and Africa. I lead the business over 87 countries with a team of experts, people who have spent decades working with cutting-edge technology, who are deep experts in their field. And my job is to use all of that expertise to invent and realize the future, to imagine what the future of work would be like, to try and create a vision for how should we all work, live, and learn in the future, and to enable people to make that vision a reality through the use of the right technology at the right place at the right time. So what does that job entail, and how do you become successful in a job like that? When I was in your shoes 20 years ago, I would have answered, learn the job, learn how the technology works, research how people work, do the analysis and come up with the answers. But now, with hindsight, with the benefit of actually doing the job, with the wisdom of years, I would say, don't come up with the answers. Ask questions. And not just the questions, but listen. Listen carefully to everything that is said and everything that is not said. Learn to read what people want, but also to read what people need. Many a time in business or in leading an organization, what separates those who make it big and those who don't is the ability to spot the trend that will pick up. The ability to make the decision that most people will not understand why you make that choice, but will eventually turn out to be the right one. And this is especially true in technology or in any sector that is fast moving, which at this point, I would say every sector is technology driven and fast moving. But how do you train yourself in that skill? The skill to see before everyone else sees. The answer is curiosity. Give in and accept the fact that you do not know. You will never know. But you can be the one who is the most eager to learn and the most eager to figure it out. And the way to do that is to find your inner child again and to always ask, what is this? Why is it this way and not another way? And my favorite question of all, what if? You would think that this is so easy. But being curious does not end with asking questions. Of course, you need to listen to the answers, said and unsaid. But most importantly, you need to persevere until you find the answers. In every organization, there is no incentive to provide the right answers. Technically, most questions in real life, unlike an examination, don't even have a right answer. In fact, most answers you get to your questions will not be answers at all. They will be deflections to the questions you ask. Persevere until you know deep down that your questions are answered, and then it is time to ask the next question. The second word, let's talk about courage. If I had to pick one skill, one trait that marks true leaders out from the rest, it is courage. It is often a misunderstood and an undervalued trait. When I was 20, I had just joined the workforce. I had started off in Accenture, and all the new joiners were invited to a dinner at the house of the managing director. It was this beautiful old colonial villa in a plush neighborhood in Singapore. His life just looked absolutely perfect. Every day from my tiny open cubicle, I could see him walk briskly to his corner office, and through the glass windows, I could see people come in and out for meetings. What he seemed to do was talk all day long. I was curious then, what made him the leader of this organization? Why him and not anyone else? To be fair, I still don't know what made him the leader. But what I do know now is what makes anyone a leader. And what is it that really matters when you are a leader? And how do you get yourself ready for it? When you're leading a large organization, about 30 to 40% of your time is done conducting business as usual. Things that are important, but mostly you know what to do. Another 30 to 40% of the time you spend in external engagements, customers, governments, recruitment events, press, whatever external engagements need to be done. Also a reasonably easy thing to do. Then you have the last 20% of your time, which is what makes the difference. That 20% for which there is no playbook, where no one else will be able to tell you what to do because no one else knows. It is how you do that 20% that gets you the top job, because there are many people who can do the 80% very well, but not many who get that 20% right. That 20% where you stare into a blank wall, which gives you no responses, and you have to decide what to do and then follow through with that decision. Let's say in a few years from now, you run a small or medium-sized business. The economy has just crashed. Your customers have disappeared, and you have employees on payroll, and no way that your cash flow can support the next salary payout. Or you run a division of a large organization, and the headquarters has just told you about a reorganization which will result in huge job losses. Or you have just reviewed a report that shows the carbon footprint of your operations, and it dawns on you that every dollar of profit that you make comes at $10 cost to the environment, and you're literally contributing to the death of the planet. What do you do? This is where courage matters. When you face a tough question, you can ask everyone around you for their opinions, and you stay curious and you listen. But then it is on you to weigh the various options and weigh them against your personal values and the values of the organization that you represent. Decision-making is a skill in itself that most of you would learn in your MBA courses. But then the ability to do what is right, even when it is not, and especially when it is not the easy thing to do, that is what separates a true leader from everyone else. So you might ask, what is it that you could do when you're still studying or just starting out in your career? Hopefully, you're not facing major decisions that can impact the lives of thousands of people at this stage, but you can prepare for it. You can learn to be courageous, because courage is not born in a day. We are not born courageous or not courageous. Courage is something that you acquire over a series of decisions that you make every single day. Whenever you have the choice between doing the right thing and the easy thing, do you choose the right thing? And if you tell yourself, I don't face such choices, well, put yourself in those positions. Craft such opportunities. Let me take a little detour here from my 4 words to tell you a little bit about how I develop skills. Because ultimately my speech, as you will realize today, is about how you develop 4 critical skills. I have always thought of skill development as an intentional, deliberate, planned process. Think of each skill you want to acquire as a brick in a house that you are trying to build. To build a successful career or life, just as in a house, you need to have many bricks. And it is up to you to find a way to acquire those bricks. To build a successful career, you don't wait for someone to hand you a brick. In fact, you don't expect someone to tell you what or where those bricks are. You figure it out, and you figure out a way to get them. The way to get them is through experiences. And to get an experience, you create the context for you to experience something new. This, I can tell you, is a huge discomfort. A few months ago, when I took on a new role in Microsoft, we were well settled in the Netherlands. I had been comfortably living in Amsterdam for many years. My family was happy there. Life was easy and joyful. But I was in a zone of comfort. My children were in a zone of comfort, and I wanted them to experience new things. When I took on this new role, we relocated to a new country in the middle of a pandemic. And I now lead teams that work across 4 time zones. I cover the richest countries in the world in the Middle East to the poorest countries in Africa. Some of these countries are at war with each other. Cyber terrorism is very real, and I run a cybersecurity business. In every sense of the word, this is a tough job. But I wanted to learn how to run a large business with revenues in billions of dollars across such a diverse set of countries, and the intrinsic skills that come with it. And therefore, I decided through an intentional and planned approach, the planning of which started nearly 18 months ago, to craft and create this new experience which will help me learn these skills. So that's how I learn skills, and that's how you can learn skills, through creating experiences and deliberately observing how you do in that context, collecting feedback and improving. Now let me go back to courage. So my advice to my 20-year-old self, if I could time travel, would be develop your courage. Put yourself in difficult situations and make the right choice. And what is that difficult situation? One of the ways you can figure out what is your difficult situation is ask yourself, what are you afraid of? Write it down, but when you see whatever it is that you wrote down, ask yourself again, why do you fear that? And then write that down. And then ask yourself again, what causes that fear? Repeat this exercise. For most people, it takes about 5 or 6 times of asking that question, sometimes more. And then you arrive at your own deepest fear. Face that fear head on and do it over and over again. That is how you build courage. Start building it now so that when you need it, when the world needs you to be a courageous leader, you can stand on your own 2 feet, look yourself in the mirror without flinching and say, I am not here to do the easy thing. I will do the right thing. The third word I want to talk about is create. I'm deeply passionate about this one. The world needs creators. 20 years ago, when I graduated, knowledge work was the big thing. ICT was exploding. Everyone was talking about the knowledge era. If you think about the history of humanity, you can broadly think about the agricultural age, the industrial age, and so on and so on. And then 2 decades ago, we were squarely in the middle of the knowledge or information age. When I started my career at McKinsey in 2006, I was a junior associate. The best and brightest MBA graduates from the top universities across the world joined McKinsey. And a lot of the work that we did as young associates was analysis and synthesis. We waded through information. We learned the art and science of finding information that was hard to find, deriving insights out of them, and supporting organizations to reach decisions and actions based on those insights. That work is still relevant, of course, and someone has got to do it. But that is not where the value lies in the years to come. The true value add will come from those who have the ability to create. Creativity is the act of turning new and imaginative ideas into reality. It is the ability to perceive the world in new ways, to find hidden patterns, to make connections between seemingly unrelated things, and to generate solutions to hard problems. Before you tell me or yourself that you're not creative, let me assure you that the world is not divided into those who can create and those who cannot create. I believe anyone can create. It is not easy to create, but it certainly can be done. And in 20 years from now, if you want to be successful, it is important that you cultivate your creativity. Over the last many years, I've also learned that we are not left-brained or right-brained. We all have both sides of our brains. We may have lived in a past where you could either be logical and analytical, or you could be creative and intuitive. But in the future that awaits us, if you want to be a leader, you had better learn how to use both your left and your right brains together. Everyone has a different starting point when it comes to creativity, and therefore there is no one answer on how to be creative. I'll share with you my journey. About 8 or so years ago, I started getting curious about the different ways that human beings think. I started observing that people think in different ways, and I also started realizing that I thought in one specific way. It was largely effective for me. I could get to solutions to problems I wanted to solve, and I was rather efficient about it. But it was still one way. I was an analytical thinker. I was an engineer by training. I'm drawn naturally to numbers. I like facts and data. But I didn't want to be a person who could only think in one particular way. I set about to explore how I could train myself to think in multiple ways. I started learning design thinking. People who design products take a fundamentally different approach to how an engineer solves a problem. It was fascinating for me. It was different from what I had been exposed to. Creatives think in a different way. Artists, writers, choreographers, anyone who makes something out of nothing, approaches the world in a different way than an engineer or a designer. I decided to explore that, so I joined a writing class. The first courses were awkward. While my classmates, most of them literature majors, could write and critique beautifully, I felt like I was a 5-year-old who found herself in a high school calculus class. But I stuck with it. I took the writing course term after term, proceeding from one level to the other. No matter what pressing issues I had, I made time to join my writing group every Tuesday evening. I took in sometimes the harsh feedback that I received, and I used that to improve the way I think, create, and write. And over the course of 7 years, yes, it was not a fast process. It took 7 years. I evolved the way I think, which is ultimately the way you see the world around you. So when I published my book earlier this year, it might have come as a surprise to many who had always seen me as a businesswoman. But it was the result of a deliberately developed skill, and in this case, the power to create. And I urge you to find your own way to hone that skill, the skill to create. Let me give you a practical tip. I do a lot of interviews for various roles in my teams. The job requirements are different, but there are a few things I always look for in candidates that is the same across all roles. One of the questions I usually ask is, give me an example of a creative solution that you have come up with. It doesn't matter what the context or the problem is, the candidate is free to choose. But what I look for is evidence that when they are confronted with a new challenge, they have the ability to come up with a solution that no one else had thought of before. So as you start your MBA journey, I suggest you keep this in mind. When you graduate, if someone were to ask you that question, what would your answer be? And if there is no ready answer to that question now, how do you go about creating an example that would make anyone who's recruiting say, wow, that is a brilliant solution to a difficult problem. Exactly the kind of person we need in our organization. Let me end with perhaps what is the most important of the 4 words, care. If you manage to be curious, courageous, and creative, and you're graduating with an MBA from this reputed institution, I would bet that you're well on your path to a successful career. With the first 3 words, you're sorted. You will make it, and you will have a career that will make your parents, your teachers, and your family proud. But if you want to reach your midlife and be able to look back at not just a successful career, but also a happy life, there is a 4th word that you need, and that is care. Care for others. Care for the world around you. Most of us grow up being taught to help others and be good to others. But what I suggest here goes deeper than that. What if you could care for others more than you care for yourself? What if you can feel the pain of others as deeply as you feel your own? What if, when you see injustice in the world, you do not turn a blind eye, but you pick a cause wherever you can make a difference with your abilities, and you turn your efforts into making the world a better place? If I could go back to my 20-year-old self, I would advise her to turn the attention away from her own success to helping others. It is one of the best changes I have made in my own life. It took me time, but it has also brought me the most joy in my life. Let me share with you the concept of Ikigai. In a year or two, when you graduate from your MBA, you will be faced with the decision of what will I do with my life? You will enter a world of work that is tough and relentless, which will ask of you long hours and intense commitment. And the way you survive, not just survive, but thrive in such a world, is to find your Ikigai. Ikigai is a Japanese concept that means a reason for being. The word refers to having a direction or purpose in life, that which makes one's life worthwhile. And the way that you could apply it practically in your life is, think of 3 intersecting circles. One circle is what you're good at. Another circle is what you like to do. And the last circle is what the world needs from you. And choose something to do where these 3 circles intersect. Something that you like, something that you're good at, and something that will benefit others. My humble ask of you is to not just choose something that will benefit you individually, but care about the others around you, to choose something that will make a difference. Because as future leaders, we need you to care. So there it is, my 4 answers, my 4 words that I wish I had known better 20 years ago. And as you go through your MBA, as you prepare for the world that awaits you, I hope you would consider and benefit from these 4 words: curiosity, courage, creativity, and care. Ultimately, these are my words. And before I end this, I want to leave you with one last note of caution. Listen to everyone. After all, if you're curious, you would want to hear what someone else thinks or says. But you are the architect of your life. So make your own choices on what you want to take from this speech or any other speech or lesson you will hear. And have the courage to own and act on that choice, on your choice. I wish you a life full of curiosity, courage, creativity, and care. I wish you a successful academic life here, and I wish you success in your career and life ahead. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your precious time and endowing the young minds with your words of wisdom and experience. And surely we will take care of this. We'll mind those 4 words: curiosity, courage, create, and care. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Next, I would like to call upon Dr. George Isaac, Principal of FISAT, the sculptor of human character, a seasoned scholar, and the navigator of this flagship of knowledge, to render the felicitation. Sir, kindly do the honors.
Good morning, all of you. Respected Chairman of FISAT, Srimati Anita P. Chief Guest of the Day, Srimati Surya Ram Kumar. My dear students, my dear faculty members, and my dear parents who are listening to this. Wish you a very good morning. Once again, on behalf of FISAT, I congratulate and welcome each one of you to our institute. I understand that all of you are looking towards a great career after your master's in business administration, for which I would like to mention that our chief guest today has given a very inspiring message, and she has correctly pointed out what you have to do and what you have to be if you want to succeed in your life and in your career. I would just like to add one thing to that. Your attitude is the most important thing. If you want to achieve your goals and your aspirations, you should have the right attitude to learn and to unlearn. I understand that many of you are coming from different backgrounds, but once you are into a course, a PG course on business administration, it is essential that you should unlearn many of the things and practices that you have been used to, and at the same time you have to acquire new practices, new methods, and you have to learn new things in life. Also, I would like to mention you, I would like to tell you that your normal concept of learning during the class time is not sufficient when it comes to a serious professional course like business administration. Your studies should not be limited to the 9 to 4 normal class sessions. You have to work extra. You have to find time to learn new things beyond syllabus and what is there in the world. Then only you can move forward. Now, in this particular situation of pandemic, we will be able to conduct classes only through online mode, which again may be new to the young aspirants that have joined MBA program. Be prepared for that. We'll try to deliver the best through the best possible platforms, and hope we'll have a wonderful time. I wish you all the very best, and let us meet once the pandemic situation is over. Once again, I thank Srimati Surya Ram Kumar for her wonderful message, and also for being kind enough to spend so much time with our students and with us. Thank you.
Your words have enlightened all of us. Thank you so much, sir, for pointing out attitude is also one of the important things in everybody's life. We are very proud and fortunate to hear your valuable words. Thank you, sir. Dr. C. Sheila, Vice Principal of FISAT, brings in the vigor and idealism of youth, which we believe are essential to infuse new ideas and transparency in every aspect of life. I invite Ma'am to felicitate the gathering. Ma'am, please do the honors.
Good morning, one and all. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, we can hear you.
Yes, okay, thank you. Respected Chairman, Srimati Anita, distinguished Chief Guest of the Day, Ms. Surya Ram Kumar, our respected Principal, Dr. George Isaac, Dean Dr. Sunny Kuriakos, Dean in Charge FBS Dr. Joshua, my faculty colleagues, dear students and dear parents. I am extremely happy to welcome one and all to FISAT. We are very fortunate to have a distinguished chief guest, Ms. Surya Ram Kumar, to be with us. Madam, on behalf of FISAT, I express my deep gratitude to you, Madam. Your talk was very informative and very inspiring one. Yes, dear students, here you will be given many tools, but it is up to you to utilize them to their full potential. This is a significant time in life for each of you. As Madam pointed out, as you are PG students, you have to develop well-defined abilities and skills such as spirit of inquiry, creativity, objectivity, courage to question, and knowledge of management and decision making, which are extremely important in the modern pattern of education. And take it seriously, take advantage and seize the opportunity. Share your knowledge and skills. Don't keep them to yourself. Challenge yourself and your peers on daily basis, and wish you all success for all your future endeavors. Thank you. Sorry.
Thank you, ma'am, for those valuable words. You have managed to touch our heart once again. Dr. Sunny Kuriakos, Dean Academics of FISAT, has made us all proud by his distinguished works in numerous capacities. His experiences in academia is tremendous. Sir, please render a felicitation for the gathering.
Good morning, all of you. Honorable Chairman of FISAT, Srimati Anita P. Madam, respected Principal Dr. George Isaac Sir, Vice Principal Dr. C. Sheila Madam, the Dean in Charge Dr. Joshua, other faculty members in FISAT, the new entrants and their parents, dear friends, I especially congratulate the newly admitted students to FBS for choosing FBS as your center of post-graduation. There may be so many institutes offering MBA programs, but you have rightly chosen FISAT as your institution of study for doing your MBA program. Now, we have had a very lucid explication of the qualities that an MBA student should possess during his or her studies in the institute by our resource person, Professor Surya Ram Kumar. So I'm not talking at length regarding the qualities that you should possess, but one or two points I have to mention here. I want to mention here. Now, you have been into the undergraduate program in different colleges and institutions where the mode of study was totally different. Now you have come to a postgraduate program where your program of study is a professional program. So it makes a lot of difference. Very often what happens is, by the time you realize the importance of your studies in a postgraduate program, maybe 1 or 2 semesters might have been over. Then later you do your hard work and pass out not as expected from you. This is the case very often happening elsewhere. So my first request to each one of you, those who are joining this MBA program to this institute, is you start doing your program from the day one itself, because the destiny of your program, the final end result of your program, the output of your program will be decided by the first few days of your program here in the first semester. So please never forget the initial part of the program, otherwise you will be in trouble. So give complete attention, rapt attention to the initial, at least to the initial part of the program. That's my first request. Secondly, as Ms. Surya Ram Kumar pointed out, you know, while you do this program, you have come from various disciplines. Some may be from BBA, some may be from BSc, some may be from BA, BCom, etc. But you are all very good in your studies. That's why you have got admission here. So you are all great people, and you feel that you are great. You are so, and we are proud of you. But one caution I want to make, see, if I look at the number 1, or you look at the capital letter English alphabet I, it stands for 1 also. So the 1 is a vertical line. If I assume that I am 1, then I stand first. Maybe you and me might have heard many times number 1 in our life. Maybe from the kindergarten level. You have to be best in the class. You have to be first in whatever you do. So the first or number 1 is very, very important and imprinted in our mind. But dear friends, if you look at this 1, it is not bending down. So our growth is vertical only. Our attitude is vertical only. We are not seeing horizontally. That means we are not seeing our fellow being. We are not caring for our fellow beings. So one day, this one who was shining like anything, performing the best everywhere, started to look down and then started bending. Then from the hilltop, that one could see the peasants working in the earth. Also, that bending became more and more, and that one could see more things, the realities of life, the harsh realities of life, the struggle people are making, and the hardship the people are facing. So that one became more and more bent, and finally that head touched the toe. Now what is that? That one became a 0. So the first lesson or first message I have to tell you, please forget your ego, forget your achievements that you have done for your graduation, and you make a rediscovery of yourself, and you practice your humility, have complete humility, so that you can start new things. Otherwise, you will be adding knowledge to some virtual personalities. So empty yourself and feel fresh. Feel fresh so that new knowledge could be poured in you. That is my one message. Another message is, that also I can tell from a mathematical model. Please excuse me, because you are also going to study mathematics and statistics to a great extent. Suppose you consider a point. All of you know what a point is, even though it is not defined properly. Everyone knows what a point is, and 2 points determine a line. Okay, so we are all very much familiar with the lines or linear motion, one dimension. Now, but suppose there are 2 lines. You are a line, I am a line. Suppose we are all moving in the same direction. 2 collinear lines will not determine plane, whereas 2 non-collinear lines determine a plane. So what does it mean? It means you and me, you and your teachers, you and your friends, you and your peers should inculcate different lines of thought. Only if you inculcate different lines of thought, you can expect some creation. Madam mentioned about creativity or creation, and creativity is the highest knowledge level according to Bloom's taxonomy. So if you want to create something, you should practice different lines of perspectives or different lines of thought. How many apples might have fallen on the head of people, but when one apple fell on the head of one person, he had a different line of thought. He thought, why it is not going up, why it is coming down? And that gave rise to a new theory. As you know, it is a theory of gravitation by Isaac Newton. So please practice different line of thought. When something is written in a book, you don't accept as such. You have a rediscovery about that. Always practice a critical thinking, and you eventually you have to admit it. If it is a correct theory, you may have to accept it and follow it. Therefore, my second point I want to mention here is, as a postgraduate student, you should not follow completely as in the textbooks or as the teachers tell you, but inculcate a critical line of thinking and different perspective so that new creation will be made. Dear friends, I don't want to talk more. These 2 years will be very, very crucial in your life, in your career, because for your graduation, ultimate what that matters is the final marks you get. But for a postgraduate program, marks may not be helpful for you. You may have to possess and get lot of skills, lot of case studies you have to do. And as it was mentioned, in a postgraduate program, much more is needed from a student's side than from the teachers or from the other materials. So I wish you all the best. And the first assignment that you are getting now is an assignment of managing or administering the present constraints. So that is the first assignment. Do it wonderfully well and succeed in the assignment, and you will get along very well. Thank you, and I wish you all the best. And after 2 years, you will look back and you will make your testimony saying that, yeah, well, good, I studied in FBS and that was my right decision, and I am now, FBS has played a very vital role in shaping my destiny. Thank you so much. Wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for sharing all of that about today. And thank you for sharing your inspiring words. Thank you. Believe in yourself in all that you are. Now, there is something inside you that is greater than any obstacle. There are far better things ahead than any we leave behind. And college life is where you will find something of the best memories in your life. We wish you all the very best to the days to come.
Every function will have people behind it who worked day and night to make it successful. Next, I would like to invite Mr. Praveen V, Assistant Professor of FBS, who is also our Admission Officer and Head of the Placement Cell, to render the vote of thanks. Sir, kindly do the honors.
Good morning, all. Respected Chairman, Ms. Anita P., our Chief Guest, Ms. Surya Ram Kumar, Principal Dr. George Isaac, Vice Principal Dr. C. Sheila Ma'am, our Dean of Faculty, Dr. Sanjay Kuriakos, and our Professor and Head of the Department of FBS, Dr. A.J. Joshua, sir, and my dear colleagues, dear students and parents. I feel immense pleasure to take this opportunity to post the vote of thanks. On behalf of FISAT Business School and entire fraternity, I would like to thank our beloved chairman, Ms. Anita P., for presiding over the event. Thank you, ma'am, for your valuable support. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank our chief guest, Ms. Surya Ram Kumar, Business Head, Modern Workplace Business Group, Microsoft. Despite of her busy schedule, she has shared her precious time with us by giving an inspiring speech and guidance to our students. Thank you, ma'am, for your valuable time. I would like to thank our principal, Dr. George Isaac, who has been a constant support for us and guided me whenever needed to complete the admission process smoothly. Thank you, sir. I would like to extend the heartfelt thanks to Dr. C. Sheila, our Vice Principal, and Dr. Sanjay Kuriakos, sir, our Dean of Academics, for their valuable suggestions and support to make this process a successful one. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Next, I have to thank Dr. A.J. Joshua, Professor and Head of the Department FBS, who has been a motivator and backbone of FBS. Thank you, sir. It's a long time back we have started the process, so I can't conclude without saying or recommending the persons who have contributed a lot to make the admission process a smooth one. First of all, Dr. George V. Anthony, as Director and Dean, who had given me this chance. And thank you, sir. Then Dr. Saraswati Amma, as Dean, who has helped me to make the admission process online and to fill the seats before she retires. Thank you, ma'am. Next, I would like to thank the technical teams, Mr. Pankaj, Mr. Jidesh, and Mr. Rajesh, who have helped me with the online application and support us whenever needed. I would like to thank my colleagues, Ms. Delma Taren, Ms. Amala Mary, and Dr. Danya Alice for their tremendous support and finalizing the admission procedure. I would like to express my heartfelt thanks to my colleagues who all taken a great effort by giving full support for the completion of this process by conducting GD and interview whenever needed. Next, I would like to thank my office staffs, Mr. Sylvester, Mr. Manish, and Mr. Rochi for their support. Then our professional compares, volunteers, Vishnu, Geedu, and Emil for their support. And also my colleague, Mr. Prashant B, for the very beautiful background we have seen. Then if I felt any names, please forgive me and accept my thanks. Not the last, but you, my dear students and parents. This function would not be a complete one. Thank you, dear students and parents, for grabbing this wonderful opportunity. Once again, I thank all for your cordial cooperation. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for extending your heartfelt gratitude to all today. Thank you. With that, we have come to an end of the formal function. After the national anthem, we will have HOD, batch coordinators, faculty members to address the students. I request students and parents to stay back for the next section also. Before that, let us all rise up for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Now, I would like to call upon Dr. A.J. Joshua, Professor and Head of the Department, to address the gathering. Sir, please.
Study. Yeah, now the formal inaugural function has been over. Now, next we are planning for some interaction between the faculty and the student, so that it can you can get to know us more and we can get to know you better. Already, there's some sort of interaction initiated by Delma Madam and her team. And some of you might have been, many of you might have been, knowing certain things about FISAT Business School, especially its values, its culture, etc. FISAT, Federal Institute of Science and Technology, is promoted by FBOES, that is Federal Bank Officers Association Education Society. It is perhaps first of its kind engineering college to be started by a trade union. അപ്പം ഈ കോളേജിന്റെ ഉടമസ്ഥത എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഒരു ട്രേഡ് യൂണിയന്റെ കയ്യിലാണ്. അത് ഈ ഫെഡറൽ ബാങ്ക് ഓഫീസേഴ്സിന്റെ ട്രേഡ് യൂണിയൻ ആണ്. അതുകൊണ്ട് തന്നെ ഇതൊരു നോട്ട് ഫോർ പ്രോഫിറ്റ് ഓർഗനൈസേഷനുമാണ്. നോട്ട് ഫോർ പ്രോഫിറ്റ് ഓർഗനൈസേഷൻ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഇതിനകത്ത് ചെയർമാനും പിന്നെ അതർ മാനേജ്മെന്റ് കമ്മിറ്റി മെമ്പേഴ്സും അവരുടെ സർവീസസ് ഫ്രീ ഓഫ് കോസ്റ്റ് ആണ് പ്രൊവൈഡ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. See, and for example, the life members of this society, they are not getting any share from the profit of running the college. So the idea behind the college is purely because of a social commitment. അപ്പം സമൂഹത്തിനോട് എന്തെങ്കിലും ചെയ്യുക, സമൂഹത്തിന്റെ നന്മയ്ക്ക് വേണ്ടി ചെയ്യുക എന്നൊരു കാഴ്ചപ്പാടിലാണ് കോളേജ് ജന്മം കൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നത്. അതേസമയം ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് ഓൾസോ എ സെൽഫ് ഫിനാൻസിങ് എൻറ്റിറ്റി. സെൽഫ് ഫിനാൻസിങ് എൻറ്റിറ്റി എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ അതിന് ഗവൺമെന്റ് സപ്പോർട്ടില്ല, ഗ്രാൻസ് കിട്ടുന്നില്ല. അതേസമയം അറ്റ് ദ സെയിം ടൈം ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് ഏബിൾ ടു അട്രാക്ട് ആൻഡ് റീറ്റെയിൻ ദ ബെസ്റ്റ് ഫാക്കൽറ്റി മെമ്പേഴ്സ്. നല്ല നല്ല ക്വാളിഫിക്കേഷൻസും കഴിവുകളുള്ള അധ്യാപകരെ അതിന് അട്രാക്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുന്നുണ്ട്. അവർക്ക് സാധാരണ സെൽഫ് ഫിനാൻസിങ് സെക്ടറിൽ കൊടുക്കുന്നതിനേക്കാളും കൂടുതൽ നല്ല ശമ്പളവും ബെനിഫിറ്റ്സും ഇവിടെ പ്രൊവൈഡ് ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട്. മാത്രമല്ല കോളേജിന്റെ പൊതുവെയുള്ള ഇൻഫ്രാസ്ട്രക്ചറൽ ഫെസിലിറ്റീസ് നോക്കുകയാണെങ്കിൽ നല്ല സ്റ്റാൻഡേർഡുള്ള ഇൻഫ്രാസ്ട്രക്ചർ ഫെസിലിറ്റീസ് ആണ്, നല്ല ലാബ് ഫെസിലിറ്റീസ് ഉണ്ട്. അപ്പം ഇതിനെല്ലാമുള്ള ഫണ്ടിങ് സ്റ്റുഡൻസ് പേ ചെയ്യുന്ന ഫീസിൽ നിന്നാണ്. ഓക്കെ, അപ്പം ദ സർപ്ലസ് ഹാസ് ബീൻ പ്ലൗഡ് ബാക്ക് ഇൻ ടു ദ കോളേജ്. ആൻഡ് അതിൻ്റെ ഫിസാറ്റിന്റെ മോട്ടോ തന്നെ ടു ബിക്കം center of excellence ആണ്. It has been designed and developed to become a center of excellence. It is അതിൻ്റെ തുടക്കം 2002 and it has been successful in creating a niche for itself in the higher education field. എന്തുകൊണ്ടെന്നാൽ because of the placement track record, because of the achievements of the students in the academics, as well as extracurricular and co-curricular activities. And the institution is providing high value and high quality education to develop high quality individuals. So that's regarding the institution. And also, institution is accredited by NAC. NAC is an accreditation body, and it has given A grade for the institution. Then NBA accreditation FISAT in the pala programs in ഉണ്ട് 5 പ്രോഗ്രാംസിനുണ്ട് ഇൻഫാക്ട്. പിന്നെ 2004 തന്നെ ISO സർട്ടിഫിക്കേഷൻ എടുത്ത ഇൻസ്റ്റിറ്റ്യൂഷനാണ് FISAT. So now we are having ISO 9001 2015 certification, and because of this certification we follow the quality policy as per the ISO standards, and students are treated as our customers, and also the parents by virtue of funding the students' money also are our customers, and we take regular feedback from the students. നമ്മൾ ഈ ഒരു മറ്റേ സബ്ജക്റ്റ് പഠിപ്പിക്കുകയാണെങ്കിൽ ആ സബ്ജക്റ്റിന് മറ്റേ ഫീഡ്ബാക്ക് എടുക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. എങ്ങനെയാണ് സബ്ജക്റ്റ് പഠിപ്പിച്ചത്, അത് മനസ്സിലായോ, ഇതൊക്കെ ഫീഡ്ബാക്കിനുള്ള സിസ്റ്റം ഓൾറെഡി ഉണ്ട്. ഈ പഠിപ്പിക്കുന്ന കാര്യത്തിന് മാത്രമല്ല, എൻറ്റയർ അതർ സർവീസസ്, സി ഫോർ എക്സാമ്പിൾ be it the services from the college office, be it the services from the canteen, be it the services in the bus, be it the services in the hostel, ഇതിൻ്റെ എല്ലാം സാറ്റിസ്ഫാക്ഷൻ ലെവല് നമ്മൾ മെഷർ ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട്. അത് ഇംപ്രൂവ് ചെയ്യാനുള്ള സ്റ്റെപ്സ് ടേക്കപ്പ് ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട്. ആൻഡ് റിഗാർഡിംഗ് ദ FISAT is affiliated to KTU, കേരള ടെക്നിക്കൽ യൂണിവേഴ്സിറ്റി എന്ന് പറയും. ആ കേരള ടെക്നിക്കൽ യൂണിവേഴ്സിറ്റിയുടെ വേറെ പേരാണ് APJ Abdul Kalam University. Okay. And the institute is also approved by AICTE. And regarding FISAT Business School, wherein we are providing MBA, it is started in the year 2006. And you are the 15th batch which we are intaking. And FISAT Business School is a business school with a difference. And it is one of the top business schools under KTU. Under KTU, there are about 24 business departments, out of which we are in the leading position, or top one, as far as the result is concerned, placements are concerned, as far as the admissions are concerned. And we are having an integrated campus. Integrated campus in the sense that we are sharing our resources with whatever engineering college resources we are sharing, and our resources are also being shared by the engineering college. It's a mutually beneficial arrangement. And we are having one of the highest number of PhDs amongst the B school. That is PhDs among the teachers in B schools. We are having highly experienced faculty members. Many of the faculty members are drawn from other top-ranking business schools in the country as well as the state, like Manipal University, Rajgiri, SCMS, etc. And the culture of the business school is unique. The students are given due recognition and freedom. At the same time, there is no doing away with the discipline. We are practicing extreme rigor as far as the academic matters are concerned, and we do whatever activities done by students are with discipline. Then I would also, that's regarding the FISAT Business School. I would also like to say a few words regarding MBA program, which you are going to enter into. MBA program is different from other PG courses like MCOM, MSc. അപ്പോൾ MBA പ്രോഗ്രാം എന്ന് പറയുമ്പം ഈ സാധാരണ PG കോഴ്സസിൽ നിന്നൊരു വ്യത്യാസമുണ്ട്. നിങ്ങളിപ്പോൾ MCOM പഠിക്കാൻ പോവാണ്. അപ്പോൾ നിങ്ങൾ BCOM കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് MCOM പഠിക്കാൻ പോകുന്നു. MSc പഠിക്കാൻ പോകുന്നു, MSc മാത്തമാറ്റിക്സ്. നിങ്ങൾ BSc മാത്തമാറ്റിക്സ് കഴിഞ്ഞ് MSc മാത്തമാറ്റിക്സ് പഠിക്കാൻ പോകുന്നു. അപ്പം നിങ്ങൾ നേരത്തെ പഠിച്ചതിൽ നിന്ന് ഒരു ഹയർ ലെവലിലോ പഠിത്തമാണ് മറ്റേ നിങ്ങൾ ഈ സാധാരണ PG കോഴ്സസിന് ചെയ്യാൻ പോകുന്നത്. Whereas in MBA, it is a professional course. In MBA, it is a professional course. Okay. MBA professional course ആണ്. And it has to transform you into managers. And as Surya Ram Kumar was telling, managers are decision makers. Managers are decision makers. So MBA is totally different from the UG courses or the undergraduate courses or postgraduate courses in a traditional arts and science colleges or etc. So it's a professional course. It has to make a transformation in you. It has to make a transformation in you from to a highly successful manager. High marks are not enough. ഇപ്പോൾ നിങ്ങൾ അക്കാഡമിക്കലി നല്ല മാർക്ക് മേടിച്ചെന്ന് വെച്ചോ, എന്തുകൊണ്ട് മാത്രം പോരാ. Okay. See, in order to get a job, you require high level of employability. See, you might have heard about Narayana Murthy, the founder chairman of Infosys. He was telling about only 20% of the engineers passing out of engineering colleges in India are employable. So employability factor is highly required in this MBA in order to become a successful manager. So in order to improve your employability skills, we are providing training for personality development as well as development in order to face the placement test, placement interviews, placement aptitude test, placement related group discussion, etc. We are employing experts from outside, and this money, it is already inbuilt into your fee structure. So you don't have to pay a single pie for this kind of additional courses like placement training, personality development training, etc. Plus, see, so that is regarding the development of employability. Also, you require to develop your competency and skills. For this, we have been offering Microsoft Excel, IFRS, SAP, then business English courses, KPMG. All experts from in this area have been giving add-on courses for our students at no extra cost, because it is there to build up in your fees. Then we are also having enriching industrial visits. That means including visits to foreign countries. So also our library is well stocked and a lot of facilities are there. We are even having a digital library facility, and maybe in the next working day we will have the librarian coming and addressing you regarding how to use the library so that you can get the maximum benefit out of that. Plus our college is having incubation center. Okay. And also time to time you will be having interactions with the corporate professionals. We will be inviting corporate professionals and having interactions with them. So this is in a nutshell regarding what we plan to give you as input in our MBA course. And for the time being, we are going to start the classes. in earnest from 11/9/2020. That means from Friday onwards, you will be having 4 sessions in a day. That is 9 to 9:45, 10 to 10:45, 11 to 11:45, 12 to 12:45. And the timetable is will be circulated to you. And also, you will be having a semester system. Semester system in the sense that you will be getting about 16 weeks for completing the semester, and there will be 2 semesters in a year. 2 semesters in a year. This is in contrast with the trimester system, which is followed by your seniors. So trimester system entails 3 trimesters in a year. So the KTU has modified it and found that in a university system, semester system works out better, and trimester system may not be that much feasible, and it is switched over to a semester system. And so these are the things which I would like to tell you. And in MBA classes, attending the class is of prime importance. Don't miss your class. See, in fact, personally, I would like to see 100% attendance. Okay? And also, it should be like as if you are working in a corporate. You are getting trained as if you are in a corporate. Suppose if you are working in an organization, you want to take leave, you apply for leave in advance. So you are having your faculty advisors or batch coordinators. You need to give leave to your inform them, leave letter, inform them through email or leave letter, etc. Take prior consent before taking leave of absence. Otherwise, it is viewed very gravely here, and sometimes you are bound to get penalized. Okay, so attending classes is of utmost importance. Now, having said this, I would hand over the floor to your batch coordinators. See, for example, 1 or 2 sentences regarding batch coordinators. They are your faculty advisors. They are your primary contact. Each batch, you will be divided into A batch and B batch of 60 students each. Professor Prashant Bijon is a batch coordinator of A section, and Professor Biji Unair is batch coordinator for B section. Okay. Now I'm handing over for further interaction to them, so that they can tell you to take forward from where I stopped. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Goodbye.
Thank you, sir. Now it's time for you to meet your batch coordinators. For that, I firstly request Prashant P. John, sir, coordinator of batch A, to speak a few words. Sir, please.
Dear parent, hello, am I audible? Hello? Vishnu, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Is the screen sharing?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Dear parents, budding managers, a warm good morning to you all. I am Prashant P. John, faculty advisor for batch A. So parents as well as budding managers, you are all welcome to the 15th batch of FBS MBA program. I thought of sharing some of the insights how the program is being run here. So I would like to introduce some of the aspects of the operational aspects that you require to know in the MBA program, how the program is being activated by the university. So I will just go through some of the slides. I would very seriously suggest the parents to be very keen on these factors so that you can monitor supervise your wards, how they progress to become full-fledged managers from the budding managers. We are in KTU Kerala Technological University. And the MBA program is a credit-based program with continuous evaluation. It consists of 4 semesters for 2 years. And the maximum period that you get, even if you have arrears, please note the maximum number of periods that you will get, even if you have arrears, is 4 years. Beyond 4 years, the university will not accept the registrations. So you have to complete, even if you have arrears, please see that you complete the program by 4 years. Usually the program, right now it is COVID period, so the schedules has been changed. The schedule is given for the normal times. In normal times, you will have, each semester will have 14 instructional weeks with 29 hours per week. And usually the academic semesters are divided into odd as well as even semesters, starting from 1st of July to 31st of December, and from first even semesters starting from 1st of January to 30th of June. So in the first year, that is in the 1 and 2 semesters, you will have 54 credits. That means there are some subjects which have 4 credits, and there are some subjects will have 3 credits. That you don't have to worry, it is all automatically set. So you don't have to worry about all these things. As a statutory information, I'm just letting you know all these things. So don't worry about which credit you will take, and don't worry about that. It is already set. In the second year, you have 40 credits, and your internship comes only in the second year. That means you have the field study only in the second year. You have a project and your comprehensive viva that will be also held. Please see that it has 5 credits. That usually a paper will have only 4 credits. It is more than that of a paper. That is the most important thing in a program, since it will come only in the second year. Now, for all the programs, the medium of instruction shall be English. For examination, project, seminar, and report, and whatever communication that you make will be in English, because this is Master of Business Administration. It is a professional program where you are entering into the corporate world. So we have to groom yourself into managers. Hence, see that you use English language much more. Advisory system is this is being prescribed by the university and will be known as faculty advisors. For batch A, myself, I have given you my mail ID. You can contact me on the mail ID. And usually the roll numbers from 1 to 60 will be allotted for batch A. And for batch B, it will be Professor Biju Nair, and she will be handling from roll number 61 to 120. So once, right now we have not set a official WhatsApp group for the batches. Once the official batch WhatsApp group for the batches is being set, you will join the official WhatsApp groups, and the instructions and communication regarding academic as well as non-academic matters will be given on that. For the time being, you hope you have a informal WhatsApp group. You can join that kind of group where non-academic activities are being happening up. So moving towards regarding the application and other things, the parents as well as the students have to approach the faculty advisor for all kind of advices and clarification and permissions. So whatever you want, you have leaves or any other things regarding, you have to inform the college or the university. First, it has to be approved through the batch coordinator. It will go to the HOD or the director, and from there to the principal. We will have parent meetings as and when required. It will be combined as well as separate meetings will be arranged along with the faculties. We can arrange those kind of things. In the progression, we will do all those things. So anything that you want require guidance or any other personal help regarding non-academic as well as academic matters or personal issues can be brought into the batch coordinators. They will help you in all these aspects. Now, it is mandatory for the students to register for the course. In the first year, you are automatically registering for the program. In the second semester, you see that you register for the program. Once your first semester 1 examinations are over, as per the prescribed time, then you will register for the S2 and see that you contact them. Once your examinations are over, please, the office will inform you. Don't worry about those kind of things. But see that you register, and you have to register within 7 days or working days. So even if you have some busy schedule regarding your personal issues or something like that, see that you register during that period. Otherwise, it will fall for penalty from the university. Now, you are eligible to register for the next semester, that you don't have any dues. You don't have to make any fee payment or anything to the university as well as to the institution, as well as you should not have any pending disciplinary actions. Then only you will be made to register for the subsequent semesters. Now, for the examination part, the end semester exam shall be held at twice in a year. I told you in the May as well as in June. It may be either it fall on May or June for even semesters, and for November and December for odd semesters. But this this timing or schedule may change because of the COVID situation. Because of COVID situations, the classes are online, and university may change. We are not sure. University may change. This is right now the guidelines given by the university. You can check it up at the university site. It is rightly given. It is a public document. Anybody can check it at the university site, at KDU site. You go to syllabus and regulations. There you will find MBA 2020. There you can find this document. So usually it falls, most probably depending upon COVID situation, this may change. This may slightly go backward. We expect. We are not sure. Now, if you take the case of the evaluation program, in MBA program, we are doing a continuous internal evaluation. That means every day the student is being evaluated. At the same time, the university, the continuous internal evaluation will be done by the FISAT Business School and its faculties, whereas the end semester program will be done by the university. Now, what is a continuous evaluation program? That is your day-to-day work as well as your seminars, project works, and all those things are known as the continuous evaluation program. You will have periodic tests. That you will have 2 periodic tests of duration of 2 hours in a semester, and you will have at least I repeat the word, at least 2 assignments for each course, and the total for the internal marks will be 40 marks. And this is being decided by the course instructor. Each teacher who handles each subject will decide this. The continuous internal evaluation marks for individual courses shall be given in the following weightage. That for each theory paper, you have only theory papers, you don't have any lab papers. Throughout your MBA program, you have only theory papers. So this will be the pattern of bifurcation of the 40 marks. For class participation, that is for attendance, you have marks. You have 4 marks, that is 10% of the total marks for each paper. You will be given 4 marks on that. Test, you will have 40%, that is 16 marks. And for seminar and discussions, and for that, you will have 10 marks, that is 25%. And for assignment and class work, you will have 25%, again 10 marks, altogether totaling into 40 marks. So please, students, please note these particular bifurcation. This will be the pattern of marks for your internal evaluation. That is the 40 marks. How will you get it? So see that you get the entire 40 marks on each component. It is divided into 4 components. So each component for each subject, you get the maximum marks. Now, the passing of exams. For an external university exam, you require only 40% to pass. Usually in professional courses, it is 50%, but KTU has set it as 40%. But there is a criteria that if you get 40% marks out of 60, your external examination happens out of 60. Of 60, you take 40%, that comes to 24 marks. And for the passing of, there is no minimum for the internals. Internals, there is no minimum. Anything you can score. But you should have at least 26 marks for internals, then only you will get 50. That means even if you get 40% for your externals, altogether for internal as well as external, you should have 50%. So it can be vice versa. Suppose you score 24 marks in external and 26 marks in internal, it can be reversed. You can get 26 marks for external, then you should score only 24 marks for your internal. But altogether, you should have 50% marks. And moreover, even if you score much on internals, it will not help you. The reason is the university has a normalization scenario where it is proportioned according to your externals. Suppose you score external 30 marks and for internals you get 40 marks. Altogether you should get 70 marks. But actually 30 marks is only 50% of the 60. Hence, even if you get 40 marks, the university will normalize it into 50. That means they will reduce it into 20. They will reduce it and to 50, where you will get only 20 marks. 30 plus 20, you will get only 50 marks. That is being done by the university. And regarding evaluation, you will have, there is no revaluation for your MBA program. There is, because already it is being included in the system. It is a double valuation program. Hence, two examiners from different colleges will be valuing your answer scripts for the external exam. And the marks average will be finalized by the university. And if it is more than 15%, it will go to the third valuator. And which are the two highest marks, it will be taken. The nearest to the highest mark will be taken by the university. Now, regarding the grades, if you have, when you get the grade cards, people usually have certain doubts. The grade cards will go like this. S means more than 90%. A is 85% and above. A is a distinction, a simple, not a plus. A is itself is a distinction. That means you are 80% and above. B plus, B, C plus, and C. C is 60% and above, which is a first class. D is 55% and P means pass. You have just passed. That means you have only 50, above 50 or above. F means failed and FP means attendance shortage. Please see that FE. FE is a very important factor, because if you have FE, you will not be able to register for the exam, because you will have to repeat the semester if you don't have sufficient attendance. AB means absent. If you are absent for the exam, that means AB. Then you can write in the next chance. But if you have FE, that is the most dangerous thing, that you will have to repeat the semester. Then comes the duty leaves and other things. Usually you can take leaves. Leaves are permitted to you. The attendance requirement for appearing for the exam, or the prescribed minimum level, I'd say minimum level of attendance is 75%. Below that, you will have to go for condonation. And the lower limit for condonation is 65%. Below that, you will not be allowed to write the exam. And moreover that, below 65%, you will have to repeat the semester. I repeat, below 65%, you will have to repeat the semester. And duty leaves are permitted for the students for their extracurricular as well as sports activities. For sport activities, of the total attendance, 10% will be provided for sports and 5% for extracurricular activities. But when you attend for this program, you see that you have either proficiency certificates or you have participant certification. A copy of that should be provided to the faculty advisor within 10 days of the event. I repeat, within 10 days of the event. The document thus produced shall be forwarded to the principal with the due recommendation of the head of the department or director. Under any circumstance, the principal shall not consider the document if the overall attendance of the candidate is less than 65%. So if your attendance is less than 65%, the principal will not consider it. And late application, that is after 10 days, once the program happens on 10th, on 9th, and on 19th or by 20th, you have to get the signature from the principal or from the faculty advisor. Should be able to proceed it to the principal. Within 10 days, it should reach the principal. So see that such kind of things you have specially noted. These are some of the factors that you have to look into regarding the operational aspect. These directions are being clearly given by the APJ Abdul Kalam Kerala Technological University. Hence, please follow those things, because neither the institutions nor anybody can change those kind of things. It is being made by the university, and these are very strict with the Kerala Technological University. So I hope you all comply with that. These are some of the pitfalls which I have given you a warning. Definitely, usually this will not arise in the previous batches. Also, these kind of things are not required in just for a mandatory legal requirement. I just mentioned all those things. The university has mentioned us to tell you all this clarification. That is why I clarified. Usually, this is not required or usually not applicable. Students are very cooperative, are more efficient in doing all these things. Usually we don't have much a problem of attendance shortage or any other things. Regarding the components also, please see that you work quite hard. The academics is very, very important along with your extracurricular activities. It should be a blend of both. It should be somewhere around 60 or 70-30, or at least to the minimum level of 60-40. So by that, I think in the coming days, we will interact more and we will get to the details. So for the time being, I am signing off. Regarding the college rules, the FISAT institutional rules, I will hand over to Professor Biji. She will list out you what are the rules that are specifically applicable inside the college. So thank you once again all. So signing off. Thank you. It is hand over to Biji. Vishnu, I would like to hand over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now, I would like to invite Biji ma'am, coordinator of Batch B, to speak a few words. Ma'am, please.
Thank you. Thank you, Professor Prashant. Good afternoon, dear future managers. Is it audible? Okay. Good afternoon, dear future managers. A warm good afternoon to and a warm welcome to FISAT Business School. Now that you have heard all these things about the university, let me share something about the college. Now, majority of these would not come to play when you are at home, but then when you are in the college, you need to actually follow all these things. Now, students should come to college neatly and decently dressed in your uniforms, of course, when it is provided. So these rules may not be, majority of these rules, as I said earlier, will not be applicable when you are during this pandemic situation. So once the COVID situation is over and when you are back at college, you need to follow all these things strictly. Now, boys should have proper haircuts and girls should have their hair properly tied, since it should not be shabby. We are into a professional course. Tomorrow you will be into some kind of business organizations as heads. Now, students coming late shall enter the class only with the permission of the teacher. Now, ensure that since online classes are happening, you are entering the classroom prior to the classes, prior to the starting of the classes. Only then attendance can be marked, because all these are automatically taken. So ensure that, as Professor Prashant has also already mentioned, 65% or 75% is the minimum mandatory thing, or it cannot go below 65%. So you understood the importance of attendance. Now, students should get prior permission from the principal to organize any function or to collect funds. Normally, we don't resort to all these activities like collecting funds inside the college, but then if at all there are certain situations, ensure that you are getting prior permission from the principal. And no student shall represent any club or organization without getting permission from the principal. He is the ultimate authority. Now, of course, you can, if you have any suggestions, new innovative ideas, of course, you can route it through your faculty coordinators, approve it with get the approval from your HOD and get the approval from your principal. But then without the permission of the principal, nothing can be done. Now, as you all are aware, use of alcoholic liquor, smoking, chewing, or use of any other drugs are not permitted inside the campus. And students should attend the classes, submit assignments and homework in time. That is, in time. Before the deadlines, please submit all these things, because all these counts to your internal assessment marks. Because even though you don't have a minimum criteria for internal marks, that usually affects your passing of the university examination. Because if you have scored a bit higher, you are in a comfortable position. Even though university will normalize, you might have already heard all these things, but still. And then any act of indiscipline that cause serious threat to the discipline in the campus would be seriously dealt with. even if you are inside the class or even while writing examinations, you need to ensure that all the rules which are prescribed by the college and the university are adhered to. Otherwise, it will be dealt seriously. And then use of mobile phones, iPods, etc. Of course, while inside the campus are not permitted, because once you are inside the campus and then you are sitting inside a classroom attending a session and your mobile phone rings, that will be confiscated by the respective faculty members, and of course the SIM card will be returned, but the mobile phone will be returned only after the course is over. So ensure that. Right now I cannot actually say on this because you are sitting at home and you will be using your mobile phones. Of course, that is okay, permitted. But then once inside the campus, use of mobile phones and iPods are strictly restricted. And then bus rules and library rules are to be strictly followed. Of course, when you come to the college, those are staying in the hostel rules will also be given to you. So all these are to be strictly adhered to, and all those will be given to you in advance. Bus rules and hostel rules will be given to you once the classes are regularly on. And library rules, maybe during coming days, the librarian will himself speak to you. Okay, so thank you. And I will be the batch coordinator for batch B. Thank you once again. We'll meet once the classes are on. Hope you have a wonderful 2 years and you get placed in wonderful organizations. Your moments will be cherished in FISAT Business. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am. Now it's time for a brief introduction by all the faculty members. Yes. For that, I firstly invite Dr. Anu and Anthem to speak a few words. Ma'am, please.
Anubis, you are not audible.
Seems like we have technical issue. We'll move on to the next faculty. Now I invite Dr. Dhanya Alex to speak a few words. Ma'am, please.
Good afternoon, all of you. So congratulations and all the best. Congratulations to all the newly joined students and welcome to FISAT Business School. Hope you'll be having a wonderful time. I'm Dhanya Alex. I'll be taking Accounting for Managers course during the first semester. So all the best. We'll meet in the class from Friday onwards. Okay, see you. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I invite Dr. Jose Varghese to address them. Sir, please.
Good afternoon, all. My name is Jose Varghese. I am in the marketing area. I would be handling the subject ethics for you. So in first years, we will have the common papers, and once you graduate into the elective areas, we will be dealing with the marketing subjects once you are in the second year. Thank you so much and wish you a very pleasant stay at FISAT Business School.
Thank you, sir. Now I would like to call upon Dr. Sindhu George to speak a few words. Ma'am, please.
Seems like we have.
Sindhu Miss, you are not audible.
Okay, we will go with Delba ma'am. Ma'am, please.
Yes, good afternoon all. A warm welcome to FISAT Business School. I think I spoke nearly to almost 120 students of batch 2020, and I am dealing with the subject ethics in your first semester. And also, FISAT has given me the responsibility to handle the student activities, and we have a student association here, that is FMS, Forum for Management Students. And under the banner of FMS, we are initiating 2 programs, that is Forum and Karma, and also other student activities are there, both internal and external. So hope you all will contribute. We will make it very active these 2 years, and wish you 2 wonderful and active year in FISAT Business School. Thank you so much.
Now I invite Dr. Anu Antony. Ma'am, please.
Looks like we have lost the connectivity. Next, I would like to call upon Dr. Sindhu George to speak a few words. Ma'am? Okay, we are moving on. Now, I would like to call upon Praveen sir to address them. Sir, please.
Once again, good morning all. I will be dealing with systems and HR, and I am the placement officer. It's like that all of you have interacted with me. It's now up to this degree you have so many certificates and all, but now, from now onwards, as a placements, you have to prepare for aptitude test. Either when companies come, it is like that they look for good persons having aptitude. That is, by semester 3, your placements will start. Before that, placement training will be given. But if you didn't start preparing for aptitude test from the beginning, it will be difficult for you to, that is, pass the aptitude test. That is, for if you want to place in a good company, you should have passed the aptitude test first. So, ഇപ്പോൾ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് first 9 to 1 മാത്രമേ class ഉള്ളൂ. That is, after the time, you have to find time to preparing for aptitudes. Yes, then you will, that is, we will be giving employment enhancement courses, and most probably it will be on Saturdays or Sundays. ഒരിക്കലും പറയരുത് Saturday, Sunday ഇനി അവധിയാണ്, നമുക്ക് അതാണ് ഇതാണെന്ന് പറയരുത്. You are admitted to MBA students, that is, for full time you have to be ready for any programs. Okay, don't say I have this appointment or not. That is, for this 2 years, keep the appointments, that is on other side. You have to be ready to spend all the time for your course. This 2 year, if you work hard, you will be placed in a very good organization. And it's up to you. That is, how much effort you take, that which you will get back. If you didn't take any effort, then don't blame others. Yes, so we will provide the platform for you, and it's up to you to make use of that. Okay, students, and then good companies are coming to our placements. Well, and when the first terms, you have to, that is, each and every company needs to pass the aptitude test first. Good companies like Federal Bank, KPMG, ENY. If you pass the aptitude test only, you will go to the next section. So be prepared for the aptitude That is in the afternoon. Please go to the afternoon sessions. Then your training will be starting. That is after 2 or 3 months only your training sessions will be starting. You will be getting training sessions. That is, it will be timetable will be included. That is for that. Then your soft skills. You have soft skills sections that will be dealt with by our faculties itself, and we will be developing that also. So see you all again, and thank you for the time. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I invite Prashant P. sir to speak a few words. Sir, please.
Next, I would like to call upon Anu ma'am to speak a few words. Ma'am, please.
Anonymous, you are not audible.
Now, I would like to call upon Amala ma'am to address them. Ma'am, please.
Okay, thank you. Hope you are able to hear me. My name is Amala Mary, and I would be handling legal systems for business for both batches A and B. So once again, thank you for joining FISAT Business School. Hope to see you in the coming days. Okay, best wishes and good vibes. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I invite Marin ma'am to address us. Please, ma'am.
So, hello, good afternoon. I'm Merin Thomas, and I will be teaching you accounting for managers. I really hope that we have a fruitful learning experience in the coming days. And I really hope that these times actually pass and you get to spend a great deal of time in college. So, waiting to see you all in college and see you all for the online classes next year onwards. Thank you. Wishing you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now, for the students, we have a small surprise packed for you. So sit back and enjoy as the video rolls on.
Hi, my name is Emi Marinjiku and I'm gonna sing a song. നനവു പൊഴിയും പുലരിയിൽ ഇലകൾ ചിതറും വഴികളിൽ വെയിലിൻ മണികളലസമായി തനുവിൽ പുണരും പുളകമായി നിറശലഭമായി എൻ്റെ അരികിൽ വന്നെന്നെ നുകരു തിനയായി ഒരു നിലവിൻ കുളിരിൽ തരളമൊഴുകി ഞാൻ നദിയായി ഹയാൽ പാടാൻ പ്രിയാൽ കാതോർക്കാൻ വരൂ മെല്ലെ 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 ഈരൻ കാറ്റിൻ നീണം പോലെ തോരാമഞ്ഞിൻ മെല്ലെ മെല്ലെ.
My name is Shibu, and today I'm going to sing a small song for you all. तुमको भी है खबर, मुझको भी है पता, हो रहा है जुदा दोनों का वास्ता. दूर जाके भी मुझसे तुम मेरी अब यादों में रहना, कभी अलविदा ना कहना, कभी अलविदा ना कहना.
सुंदरी मणि नीलसमा उरंगियो कनवु നെയ്തൊരാത്മരാഗം മിഴികളിൽ ഒലിഞ്ഞു വിരലിൽ നിന്നും വഴുതി വീണു വിരസമായൊരാധിക.
എൻ്റെ പേര് ആകാശ്, ഞാൻ പാലക്കാട് നിന്നാണ്. എൻ്റെ മനസ്സിൽ തോന്നിയ ഒരു കാഴ്ച അതിനെ ഒരു വരികളാക്കി ഒരു കവിത രൂപത്തിലാക്കിയിട്ടുണ്ട്. അതാണ് ഞാൻ ഇവിടെ അവതരിപ്പിക്കാൻ പോകുന്നത്. കാറ്റത്തെ കിളിക്കൂട്. എന്റെ വീടിൻമുറ്റത്തെ മരത്തണലിൽ ഏകാന്തനായി ഞാൻ ഇരുന്നു പോയി. കിളികൾ പാടുന്നു, വണ്ടുകൾ മൂളുന്നു, തൂവലുകൾ കാറ്റത്തു പാറിപ്പറക്കുന്നു. വീണുപോയ കാറ്റത്ത് അമ്മ കിളിക്കൂട്, എൻ മുന്നിൽ വീണുപോയി അമ്മ കിളിക്കൂട്. നോക്കി നിന്നു ഞാൻ കിളിക്കൂട്ടിലേക്ക്, തേടി വരും അമ്മ കിളിയെ കാണുവാനായി. വന്നില്ല വന്നില്ല അമ്മ കിളി, ദൂരെ പോയി അങ്ങകലെ.
Hi guys, this is Sumi Sara Jacob. So in this video I thought of sharing some of my talents. It includes photography, craft works, mainly paper crafts.
Wow, that was eye-pleasing and heartwarming. We are so happy and thrilled to see that you guys are so talented. We hope to see more of it in the future. Next, we have yet another surprise waiting for you from us seniors. I'm sure that we would have a blast on that day. Which day, you ask? Well, see it for yourself.
Still guessing? Don't worry, more of that will be revealed soon. Until then, stay tuned. So with that, we have come to the end of the function. We thank each and everyone for gathering here today. Stay safe and have a nice day. Thank you.